If you've been praying for something and it feels like nothing is happening, this message is for you because there is something you need to understand right now before you give up. Because the silence you're feeling is not what you think it is. And if you leave too soon, you might walk away right before everything changes. There are moments in your life when you've said the same prayer so many times that the words start to feel automatic. You repeat them, you whisper them, you carry them with you throughout your day. At first, there is hope, there is expectation, there is a quiet belief that something will happen, that something will change. But as time passes, that feeling begins to shift because nothing seems different. Nothing seems to move. Nothing seems to respond. And slowly, what once felt like faith starts to feel like silence. A silence that is difficult to explain because it's not just the absence of an answer. It's the presence of waiting, of uncertainty, of not knowing if anything is happening at all. And in that space, your thoughts begin to change. You start asking yourself questions you didn't ask before. Did God actually hear me? Am I asking for the wrong thing? Why does it feel like nothing is changing? And those questions don't come from weakness. They come from exhaustion, from caring deeply, from wanting to understand if what you're holding on to is still real. Because waiting is not easy, especially when it matters, especially when it's something personal, something important, something you've carried for a long time. And that's where most people struggle, not in the asking, but in the waiting. Because asking feels active, waiting feels still. Asking gives you a sense of movement. Waiting makes you feel stuck. But what if waiting is not still at all? What if something is happening that you simply cannot see yet? Because God does not ignore your prayers. He does not overlook your words. He does not miss the things that matter to you. He hears everything, every word, every thought, every moment you turn to Him, even when you didn't know what to say, even when all you could do was sit in silence. He heard that too. And just because you didn't receive an immediate answer does not mean nothing is happening. Because God doesn't respond based on urgency. He responds based on alignment, and alignment takes time. Because sometimes what you are asking for requires more than just a moment. It requires preparation. It requires positioning. It requires things to come together in a way that you cannot see yet. Because the answer is not just about giving you something. It's about giving it to you at the right time, in the right way, when everything is ready. And sometimes that includes you. Because there are moments where the delay is not about the answer. It's about who you are becoming while you wait. Because what you are asking for may require a different version of you, a more grounded version, a more patient version, a more stable version. And that version is being built in the waiting. Even if you don't feel it, even if you don't see it, even if all you feel is silence. Because silence does not mean absence. It often means preparation. It often means something is happening beneath the surface. out of sight, out of your control, but not out of God's hands. And that's where faith becomes real. Not when everything is clear, but when nothing is. Not when everything makes sense, but when it doesn't. Because that is the moment where you have to decide, do I keep trusting or do I walk away? Do I stay or do I give up? And that decision is what defines everything, because the moment right before the answer often feels like the quietest, like nothing is happening, like everything is still. And that is where most people give up. Not because they are weak, but because they don't realize how close they are. Because when nothing seems to move, it feels like you're far from the answer. But sometimes you are right at the edge of it, right before something shifts, right before something opens, right before everything begins to make sense. And if you leave in that moment, you leave right before the breakthrough, right before the response, right before the change you've been waiting for. And that's why this moment matters, because this is not just about waiting. This is about staying grounded, staying present, staying faithful, even when you don't have proof yet, because faith is not built on proof. It's built on trust. Trust that God hears you. Trust that He sees you. Trust that He is working, even when you don't see the result. Because He is, even now, even in this moment, even in the silence. He is aligning things, preparing things, moving things into place in ways you cannot track, in ways you cannot measure, but in ways that matter. Because when the answer comes, it won't just be random. It will be right. It will make sense. It will fit. And you will understand why it took time, why things had to unfold this way, why the waiting was necessary. Because the answer is not just about receiving something. It's about receiving it at the exact moment it is meant for you. And when that moment comes, you will be ready to understand it, ready to handle it, ready to move forward with it. And that is what God is doing, not ignoring you, not delaying you, but preparing something for you. So don't give up in the silence. Don't lose faith in the waiting. Don't walk away in the moment where nothing seems to be happening, because something is, and you are closer than you think, closer than it feels, closer than it looks. So stay faithful, stay grounded, stay in the process, because your prayer was heard and your answer is coming. So let this be your prayer. God, even in the silence, help me trust that you hear me. Even in the waiting, help me believe that you are working. Even when I don't see movement, help me stay faithful, because I know you have not forgotten me, and I trust that my answer is coming. If you feel this, comment "He heard me" and subscribe for daily reflections.